Fear of heights, too far above it ultimate. When I fall, all I think about is you. Someone shake me up before I.
Hello, goeie avond. This is Faye Morgana, and hi Mike, how's it going? What are you up to today? Oh dears, Nate. Yes, I saw, that's the way to Norway. He's singing. You deserve the mic drop for that. It's the Trommen way after all. Oh, good lord. Wait, what's this emote? Wait, what is that?
It's the troll man.
Huh? No, but what is that? I can't tell what that is.
It's magic hands.
Yeah, I guess it's the magic hands.
So it's troll
Might
man.
as well own it. Laundry? Doing your laundry? I did my laundry last night actually, but I forgot to put it away, so I had to do it again. I got distracted with doing the art, and so, but that's my fault. Gotta just move something over a bit. Alright, let's do some Norwegian today, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of Japanese. Jazz hands. Jazz hands. Epic sax guy. Yeah, you know about the epic sax guy, I'm assuming, because that was all over Eurovision and all over Europe. Man, it's so dry every morning when I wake up. Mike, why is this course like never ending? I'm closer to finishing the Finnish course than I am the Norwegian course. Actually, I should read these tips. I didn't read them yet. Community. Since you're here learning a language, you probably already know the importance of community and connecting with other people. Now you'll learn the vocabulary for it as well. Community. Samenleving, I guess, maybe in Dutch?
Samenleving is
Society. But what would be community? I feel like there's another word.
Mate.
Humainta is municipality, Nate.
But it's also community. I believe.
Oh, it is actually. You're right. Humainta. Because the contributors are working overtime. No, they gotta stop. I don't even think, you know what, Mike? I don't even think they added more to the course. They just moved it around to make the tree longer. Seriously, I think I've seen screenshots of, I can't remember which course, but I've seen screenshots of some of the course contributors working on one of the courses. And they have the tree, and they can move things around. They can move the tree skills around. But they can also, I think they can also move the sentences around. So it's like, let's just say they move one sentence from one skill to a different skill, or they just switch a couple of skills around, and then all of a sudden it grows your golden owl, and you have to do it over again. They really need to fix that. It's annoying. Boyfriend, girlfriend's all the same to us. The Norwegian word for boyfriend or girlfriend is that kjæreste? Why? Google Translate, why aren't you There we go.
Kjæreste. Kjæreste. Kjæreste.
I'm gonna turn this up for me a bit. Kjæreste. Don't need that earbud.
Kjæreste.
So Mike, did you apply yet to be a contributor?
Kjæreste.
Oh, I forgot to put my other stream mouse back on. I keep forgetting to do this. I need this one on. And I need this one on. There we go. I don't like when languages use friend as more than friends. We don't do that. Don't use friend as more than friends. Just boyfriend or girlfriend. Actually, what happens in English is we can talk about a girlfriend, meaning our friend that happens to be female. Literally means dearest. Aw, that's cute. This is gender neutral in the sense that it does not say anything about the gender of one's partner. So if you're queer and in the closet, you can still talk about your significant other in public. Yes, I agree. That is probably a little more politically progressive there, but in English, it doesn't matter though, because in English now we don't necessarily always just say boyfriend or girlfriend, and we don't say husband or wife, because there's common law. Because there's common law relationships, and in Canada in particular, they do recognize common law relationships, and common law relationships can be between male and a female, a male and a female, or two males or two females. So the most common thing you'll hear now is partner, or domestic partner, if you want to be more specific as to what kind of partner, but context. I would just say Nate's my partner. I think I've said that actually nowadays, huh? On stream. Because we're not married. We're not legally married or anything. There are people, and then there are people. No, why would that sneeze out? Oh, for God. Dude, it's not just you. I could swear. I thought I took an allergy pill last night, but maybe I didn't. Nate had a sneeze attack earlier, and apparently I'm about to have another one. Oh. God, allergies. Why? My nose is ticklish, Nate. I swear there must be something in the air. There's something in the air today. There are people and then there are people. As in German, Norwegian has a few words that translate to the English word people. Below is a brief overview. Most generic term is, was that menneske? Menneske? It's getting me Danish, of course.
Mennesker.
Menneske. I have no idea how to pronounce the next one. Obviously, it means a person. Mennesker would be like the same as mens in Dutch, I believe. And this one obviously means person.
Personer. Personer.
Person. Is she doing that sh again?
Personer.
Persona?
Personer.
Persona? And folk emphasizes the collective. Well, yeah, we have that word in English too. Person. Nah, no. What are you talking about there?
Folk.
Oh dears.
Personer.
Got the should because of, yeah, is that RS again? Okay. Yeah, because she doesn't sound like she's saying the R really, does she? It's not Swedish.
Personer.
Mike, you must really hate Google Translate because every time you put a Norwegian word, it thinks it's Danish or Swedish.
Personer. Personer.
It's like the R.
Personer.
I don't know. I can hear an R. I can kind of hear the
Personer. Personer.
persona. Persona. I can kind of hear the R. Yeah, I know. Making friends in Norway. Yes, but when you're translating from Norwegian to, I don't know, Chinese. Making friends in Norway. Oh, and yes. Mens is the Dutch word for generally people, human beings in general. Mens. Mensa? Sorry, Mensa. And then there's also persona in Dutch as well. Persons.
Persona.
And folk is folk. Oh, look, it's also in German.
Folk.
Making friends in Norway. While Norwegians are notorious for avoiding conversation on the bus and in the elevator, you'll find them more receptive in other contexts. Is this just a general Germanic thing? You use English? You just use English on Google Translate. We have Mensa as well, but it's a bit different. I think I've mentioned it before. Yeah, I know. Sorry. You don't need to watch me blow my nose, people. Yeah, Nate, I'm wondering if it's just something in the air today.
Me too, because I was fine until
Yeah.
just after
And I
lunch.
wouldn't be surprised if our neighbor downstairs with all his construction just stirred up a bunch of dust or whatever. If you don't have the luxury of already knowing someone who can introduce you to new people or the option of mingling at the workplace, your best bet is to find a shared activity to bond over. I almost read bend over. That was funny. This could be a hobby or interest or just taking a walk in the woods. Norwegians actually greet strangers in the woods. True story. What? Is this going back to some of the little fairy tales? Norwegians actually greet strangers in the woods. True story. Like, I don't know what, Little Red Riding Hood taking a walk in the woods and being greeted by some bear? Norwegian? What are they trying to get at here? Like, do you know what they mean? Why this need for a shared activity? Well, it bypasses the need for small talk, as you already have something to talk about that interests both parties. You can liken it to dating. You're thinking? Are you thinking about it? On a coffee date, you may have to work to keep the conversation going, but take your date to some sort of activity that you both enjoy and the hours will fly by. Bowling. Thinking about that bowling date on GTA 4. So, sign up for some classes, learn new things, enjoy nature's offerings, have fun, and connect, build your own little community. Well, that's why we have Twitch. Okay, this is just a list of vocabulary, so let's see. This means hugs, to agree. Yeah, okay. Speak, save. These are like, see, a lot of these words, it's just like, it reminds me of like Dutch. Like, this means to save, but just change the R at the end to an N. And then you have to rescue or to save. That's what I've noticed with some of the cognates with Dutch, between Norwegian and Dutch. Just change the R at the end of the verb and put an N and you got Dutch. Sometimes. I don't know. Obviously not all the time. Seems to work with some. Yeah, something. Oh my god. Yeah, no, is think, yeah, to help someone, anyone. This one I don't. Salmon, alone, helpful, a significant other, yes. Friend, a responsibility. This is funny, it means responsibility. Group, a member, folk. Language, internet. Okay, anyways, I already did 2 lessons, so I'm on the 3rd. I'm trying to finish this skill today. En gruppe.
En gruppe.
En gruppe. That's more like a team, actually, because that looks like a sports team. They need a better picture.
Vi er ikke medlemmer.
We aren't
Medlemmer.
members. We aren't members.
Jeg må snakke med deg.
I forget what this is.
Må
Have to. I have to speak with you.
snakke med deg.
I have to speak with you, Nate.
Consequences.
I have to speak with you, Nate, about the consequences of your actions. Nate starts worrying. Oh man.
Hvordan kan jeg hjelpe?
I don't know if anybody heard you say it, but possibly. How can I help you?
Hvordan?
It's just, I don't know why. That just sounds really formal. I have to speak with you. It sounds like a very formal thing that, like, maybe a boss might say to an employee or something. or like a teacher to a student. I have to speak with you. It doesn't sound very casual or relaxed. So Nate's just thinking, oh dear, consequences of my actions. Type of context.
Jeg må snakke med deg. Jeg må snakke med deg.
So I realized a couple of days ago that I had the speech practice completely turned off for some reason. It never came back on for some reason.
Jeg må snakke med deg.
Jeg må snakke med deg.
Du kjenner meg ikke, men jeg kjenner deg.
Oh, I have to speak with you in Dutch. Ik moet met. Do we want to use the stressed form? Met jou spreken.
Ik moet met jou spreken.
The jou has that emphasis. I have to speak with you. Maybe just ik moet met je spreken. Or praten. Praten feels like it's more casual talking. And spreken means...
Ik moet met je spreken.
Like, you know, I don't remember vocabulary except for the vocabulary I'm currently learning. Your actions have consequences. Consequences?
Handlingene dine har konsekvenser.
Why does that even mean actions?
Handlingene dine har konsekvenser.
Did you see that one, Nate?
No.
Mike's telling you your actions have consequences. You don't know me, but I know you.
Ikke snakk.
Don't talk.
Ikke snakk.
Don't speak.
Jeg kjenner deg.
Oops.
Jeg kjenner deg.
Jeg kjenner deg.
Jeg kjenner deg.
You know, Norwegian uses a bit of tone in their overall sentence, Mike.
Støtter du henne? Støtter du henne? Støtter.
Stutter.
Støtter du henne?
Right, no, wait. No, Nate, you forgot that they occasionally use other vowels like this or like this.
Støtter.
Oh man.
Henne.
What, Nate? Why you this way? Nate's just not ready to learn Norwegian yet. That's all.
Mange er enige med meg.
I don't think Nate's ready to do more than one language at a time. I think Dutch and Chinese is good enough for him for now. Yes, just imagine dots and circles randomly thrown in. I can talk. I mean, that's really how you should write it if you're ready. Wait, Google Translate thinks that's Slovak and gives me that as also close to the city. Oh my god, that's funny. Mike, this is what you wrote. That's a pair. Oh my god. My Musk fights can be Wait, huh?
Aika on tognervitsiaan.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Mike's just trying to say something in English, just writing with Norwegian letters, and then it just thinks it's Slovak. That's actually hilarious. The Google Translate, man. Okay, I don't think the language AI is quite that advanced yet. To be honest, you're better off basing it off Latin, Russian than English. Huh? Oh, the Norwegian, like trying to write. Wait, what? Writing English, yeah. this quote from Monty Python. Oh my god! I'm writing derpy Norwegian.
Mange er enige med meg.
Many are what's this mean?
Mange
Many are only with me?
er enige.
Oh, agree with me. Sorry. Many agree with me. Tyranny of the majority. That doesn't mean it's right.
Ikke snakk.
Ikka. Oh, is it 2Ks there? 1A and 2Ks? Okay, thanks.
Jeg er ikke uenig.
I am not.
Uenig.
I disagree. So I don't agree. But I disagree. Oh, sorry, I don't
Uenig.
disagree. Bugger!
Ikke. Uenig.
Oh, this is
Ikke
actually
uenig.
disagree. I'm sorry, it's totally spaced. Okay, I'm starting this over. Yeah, I think the allergies are messing with me. This is bad. Might be here all day.
En gruppe.
En gruppe.
Jeg liker å snakke norsk.
I like to speak Norwegian. Like to speak Norwegian.
Jeg liker å snakke norsk.
I like to speak Norwegian. Allergien. I think it's Ikram allergen, but I can't remember. I'm allergic to what? Yes, I am. I'm allergic to my neighbor. He needs to go away. I can't remember. Can't remember. Allergien. It might be an extra E. I can't remember. How do you spell allergy in Dutch again, Nate? Is it IE? Jeez, why do I have two L's? Well, because but yes, if I wrote bad Russian, then никто не понимает. No, Nate, if that G turns into a V sound, though, you would use a V.
I know it's a V sound.
Yeah, but if you type it, but you're supposed to type it the way it sounds, not the way, not like translate.
I copied that from Google's.
Yeah, well, Google's not always right. If we're joking around and making and trying to write things with the way it actually sounds. Yeah, is it one E or two E's there?
Just one.
I'm just gonna check the Fandala. I know how to do the dots thing. It's not umlauts, it's the double dots.
I didn't say it, bro.
No, I'm just making sure. Yeah, it is the two E's. And the second one has the EN, so I got it right the second time. Man, Fandala is just like throwing tons of like ads now. Like, it's really annoying. Look at this. Like all over the damn place.
Jeg vil ikke snakke om det.
Hey Devil, how's it going? This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for rad as hell language nerds like yourself who broaden my horizons. Ah, thank you. It is wait, but wasn't Thanksgiving yesterday? Wait, when is Thanksgiving?
Today, yes, Thanksgiving is today.
It's on a Thursday?
It's always.
Huh?
Always.
Always on a Thursday?
Yep.
Last Thursday of the month? Why?
I don't know.
That's so weird. I hope you have tomorrow off and happy Thanksgiving. Did you get a nice big turkey to eat? Thanks. Thanks, Devil. Man, my allergies are really bad today. Jeg vil ikke snakke om det.
Jeg vil ikke snakke om det.
Jeg vil ikke snakke om det. It's not working. Jeg vil ikke snakke om det.
Jeg vil ikke snakke om det.
I don't want to get this wrong because it's not recording me. Wait, what the? Okay. I don't want to talk about it. Dutch would be, let's see, we can translate from Norwegian and English to Dutch. I think we'll talk about it. Over niet praten. I think that's right. Wait, what's going on? Translate? Translate broke. In this case, about it, they would probably use it over. Translate! Thank you. I don't want to something, what? About that. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see. Why did he use redden? I think Dutch has similar prefixes. Yeah, they kind of do. Well, it's separable verbs. But in this case, it's not a separable verbs. I guess erover. Erover does mean kind of like that or it. Like in Dutch. It's loosely like it, there, usually. And obviously over means about, so for Dutch, that's what it is. The dot covering for, yeah, but waarover wilste is that like why do you don't want? What's that one mean? About what? Oh yeah, okay. About, is that about what? Don't, yeah. Yeah, it's very similar, I think. But I noticed that Norwegian is more like English here. I want not to talk about it. That's more like English. Which honestly makes Norwegian more fun, more a little easier to learn than Dutch, I think. Yeah, but not when it's combined. Yeah, it would be the pronoun.
Mange er enige med meg.
Many are many. I swear, man. Did you go out today, Nate?
No.
De vil hjelpe, men de kan ikke.
Because sometimes it smells more like horse outside than normal, so I'm wondering if maybe that's the case. They want to help. They want to help, but they can't.
Vil de hjelpe? Vil, men de kan ikke.
Jeg er ikke uenig.
Mike, you know too much German. I don't disagree.
Uenig. Ikke.
I don't disagree. Yes.
Bandet har 4 medlemmer.
I forgot forget what this means.
Bandet.
Something. The band has 4
Medlemmer.
members.
4. Jeg er ikke uenig.
Jeg er ikke uenig.
Jeg er ikke uenig.
Jeg er ikke uenig. Jeg er... Oh, good lord. Jeg er ikke uenig. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Like, what kind of question? I think so. Because it's also a word by itself. Sein I think, yeah, you could. You could say sein vel mensen, I think. Yeah. You could, but it means there.
Zijn veel mensen?
Yeah, you could. As a prefix, yeah. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. About. Oh, like to say about what? I'm trying to remember. I think so. If you want to say something like about what? Or what are you talking about? Nah, I guess not. It's just over what. I think, yeah, it's tricky because I need to see the like instances or context for which you would use it. Yeah, there are slight differences, of course, between Dutch and German. But those are very, very like.
Han liker ikke å jobbe I grupper.
I think those are very specific differences between Dutch and German. He doesn't like to work in a group.
Grupper.
In groups. He doesn't like to work in groups.
Liker. Jobbe. Grupper.
Mike, I'm actually remembering Norwegian vocabulary. I don't know what happened. Will you erover spreken? Yeah, that one's fine. Because in that case it means about it. Do you want to talk about it?
Jeg enig med deg.
I agree with you.
Han liker ikke å jobbe I grupper.
Okay, yeah, the allergies are bad today. Even Nate's like been sneezing. He had like a sneezing fit right when I got up. Nate, are you allergic to me waking up or something?
I'm allergic to something.
Makkelijk. Han liker ikke
Han liker ikke å jobbe I grupper.
å jobbe.
Og han liker ikke å jobbe I grupper.
Han liker ikke å jobbe I gruppe. I wasn't done talking and I just highlighted all of it.
Han støtter meg.
He supports me.
Støtter han meg. Støtter.
That's a little different than the Dutch word. What is wrong with translate? It's so slow. This is the Dutch word. Stuna. Oh, I can't even type. That's the equivalent Dutch word. It's close.
Støtter. Han støtter meg.
To be honest, I probably should look at more of them in German. I definitely don't know all of those as they are a bit different to the normal. What the stuff like the Darüber and the Erover stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm aware of this kind of stuff with the Dutch language, but obviously I need to like hear and read more examples.
Ikke snakk.
Don't speak.
Snakk.
Thank you.
Kjenner du ham?
Kjenner du?
Kjenner du ham?
Do you know him?
Kjenner. Ham.
Mike, I'm getting better somehow. I don't know what's happening.
Ikke snakk.
Okay, Nate, maybe we should move to Norway. The language is easier than Dutch, I think. In my opinion, it's easier than Dutch. Pronunciation, you'll just have to get used to. Like any other language. Around, but darum, therefore. Darum. Darum. Yeah, that's the equivalent to the Dutch. That's the equivalent to the, I think that's the equivalent to this one. Darum. Varum. They also say varum. Varum, darum. So bad. Ufanin Funsanel videos just totally boom. Varum, darum. Huh? Maybe take another allergy pill? Huh?
No, I already did. Just look it out.
Alright, next. This group has 7 members. Does it? I forget my numbers. I think it's this one, right? Has 7. No. Yay!
Læreren kjenner boken. Læreren kjenner boken.
Læreren kjenner boken. Can you help me? Kan du kan dere hjelpe meg? Can't remember how to say this. Parroting is easy. Remembering how to say something is different. I agree with you. And no.
Jeg enig med deg.
Okay. Okay, it is that. Next one. And I see Streamlabs is working. I don't agree. Jeg ikke men jeg can't remember how to die.
Jeg ikke enig, men jeg støtter deg.
Okay, I think that's right. Yay! Finally! Got perfect. Next lesson. Be right back, alright. Hold on a second. I need to, I think I know what's going on. My system is slowing down because something is probably, not Stream Manager, Mod View is playing my video in the background. Yes. Stop that. I don't want you to do that. There we go. Itchy. Yeah, Nate. I think if your allergies is that bad, just take a break. Okay, next lesson. I think the scene should be back. Yeah. I think my stream preview is lagged. Why is it so lagged? Just looking at my stream preview. It looks weird. Why does it look weird? Okay, never mind. Okay, I think it's back to normal maybe? Oh, is Twitch botching out? Because this is being weird even on my Chromebook. Low latency, yeah, turn off the low latency. What's this one doing? Excuse me. People.
Folk.
Folk. My stream preview just botched out. Twitch. I don't know. It looks fine on my Chromebook. It's just this laptop, I think. Okay. Language. It's språk.
Et språk.
It's språk. Språk or språk?
Et språk.
Språk?
Et språk.
Sounds like he says it's språk.
Så mange språk, så lite tid.
Så mange språk, så lite tid.
Så mange språk, så lite tid.
Så mange språk, så lite tid. Så mange språk, så lite tid. Oh.
Så mange språk, så lite tid.
This is so weird. I agree with this sentiment, everyone. I do. I agree with that sentiment. What's a language holic to do, everyone? What is a language holic to do? How are you, weed? It seems like my Twitch is being really botchy. I don't know why. Is my video buffering? I think, is Twitch going down? What the hell is going on? Okay, I don't know what's going on. This is being weird. Twitch is being weird tonight. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's fine. Yes, this is definitely... Hold on. I'm just gonna copy this into the Discord. There we go. I just posted that in the Discord. Because it's amusing me. So many languages, so little time. No. So many gate. There's so many everything.
Internett.
I'm gonna live to 1,000, everyone. Internet. She said it just like internet.
Jeg nordmann og jeg snakker norsk.
I'm
Nordmann.
Norwegian and I speak Norwegian. I'm Norwegian and I speak Norwegian.
Nordmann.
Nordmann.
Jeg nordmann og jeg snakker
Sorry.
norsk.
Nordmann.
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 Norsk.
Norsk.
Kan du høre folket synge?
Can you hear the people sing? Can you hear the people sing?
Høre folket synge.
And how are you today?
Det ikke hjelpsomt.
How are you today, Wee? What are you up to today? It isn't helpful?
Det
That isn't helpful?
hjelpsomt.
I'm gonna say that's not helpful. You're good? That is good.
Vi spiller sammen på nettet.
Man, Nate and I got attacked with like allergies. We had allergy attacks for like last hour. So bad.
Spiller
We play together
nettet
on the internet.
sammen.
We play together on the internet. I need to study some. Wait, you have a test tomorrow? Wait, are you actually studying Chinese in school or something? Yeah, those are the characters for Hanzi. If I remember. You're taking classes in university. That's cool. I'm just trying to copy these two characters because, yeah, I'd forgotten what the characters are. I might do some character study after this. I'm gonna do LingoDeer first still. Why are all my websites being slow? It might be my laptop. I don't know why it's being slow today. I don't like it when it's this slow. Something's being weird. Why is it being slow? I don't have anything else open except for the stuff I'm streaming. Yeah, see. I'm used to this one. This character. This is the traditional one. I thought they had a different character for some reason. My listening and reading comprehension are good because I study so much by watching videos. Videos are helpful.
Det
yeah.
ikke hjelpsomt.
Det ikke.
Det ikke hjelpsomt.
I think that's right. Yelpsome. I heard a T. I don't know why I heard a T.
Det ikke hjelpsomt.
Yay. That's good.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
She helps me with the speaking.
Språket.
The language. She helps me with the language.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
Språket. That is good. As long as you can find interesting videos to watch. And yeah, I do. For me, I don't find Mandarin too tricky. Like once I get used to what some of the differences in words, I can still hear some of it. I can pick up some of it now. But honestly, the first time I really heard Mandarin say ni hao, I was just like, what? Because of Cantonese. I'm like, nehoma.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
I was like, that's not how you say, how are you? And I was like, oh, it's Mandarin.
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
Norwegians?
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
Norwegians come from Norway.
Nordmenn.
Norwegians come from Norway.
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
I'm getting better at the Norwegian. You know, if Norway wasn't so cold, yeah, the language, I think Norwegian is easier than Dutch to pick up. It's the pronunciation for Norwegian is a little trickier, I think. But I guess if you just listen to it a lot, you'll pick up the pronunciation like any language. But I think the grammar is definitely easier than Dutch grammar.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
But damn it, Norway's cold. I don't want to live in a cold country. It is sad. Some of the languages I like are in cold countries, and it's too cold for me. Mike, I don't want to live in Norway. It's too cold. I think Norwegian has easier grammar than Dutch.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
It's too hot. What, in the summer? If it's only 30 degrees, it's not so bad.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
Hun hjelper meg med språket.
Han en snill og hjelpsom mann.
He's a... what's this? I can't remember what snill means. He's a something and helpful man.
Snill.
Kind.
Snill.
Snill. Yeah, it kind of just sounds like Toronto. I mean, how is Oslo so far?
Luke bare kallenavnet hans. Luke.
Wait. Is that right?
Luke.
It's pronounced Luca. Luke is...
Bare.
Only...
Kallenavnet.
His nickname. How does it say this?
Kallenavnet.
Kallenavna?
Luke bare kallenavnet hans.
Kallenavna Hans? They said it's a name here.
Luke.
But it actually does mean a hatch? That's funny. 30 degrees in Norway feels worse than in countries further south. Do you have high humidity? Because that's the problem in Toronto. When it got high humidity. Like if the humidity is like 75% and up and it's 30 degrees, it's pretty bad, yeah. I imagine hopefully, I guess, around the Mediterranean, it gets hot, but there's less humidity, so maybe it's better. So I think they've added the pronunciation of that word rather than the name. So Luca is a hatch, but Luke is the name. No, not English. And my breathing is really sucky right now. You're right, it is a hatch.
Luke.
Okay, thanks. That just seemed really weird. The winters aren't super cold in coastal Norway. Is it like the Netherlands then in the coastal parts? It's more mild then? I guess tolerable then. But I think I'm getting used to the weather here, that now I feel cold, and it's probably not as cold as Toronto ever was for this time of the year. Let's see. Weather. Toronto weather. Official Canadian website for the Toronto weather. Let's see. It's about 9 degrees there right now. Let's check the Dutch weather. Light drizzle and fog. 100% humidity. It probably feels a little stuffy. Yeah. Wait, bow radar, why are you working? Oh my goodness, you're not working very well. Let's just use my weather app. I like this site. I wish the Netherlands had an equivalent government site like this. This is the official Canadian Government of Canada website for the weather. Let me see. Weather report. Current location. Okay, can I hide that? Current location. Yeah, it's about the same here actually. It's 9 degrees in Toronto, Ontario right now. It's 9 degrees here right now. Feels like 9 degrees. And rainy. 90% chance of precipitation. Okay, I gotta cover that part. Oops. Not working very well. If I cover this part, I don't know if you guys can see. That's what my weather app is saying about the weather here right now. I mean, it's not really secret. I mean, just has a rough postal code there, so I had to cover that. Yeah. The name Luca doesn't even exist in Norwegian. Is that Lucas? Lucas is the closest you get. Yeah, because of the ocean monthly average. Go. Oslo is slightly milder than where I'm from, but not by a lot. Welcome in the Netherlands. Funny enough, Shipley, I was just looking. And Toronto has the same weather right now as the Netherlands. This is what happened when I moved. Okay, when I moved from Toronto, Canada, which is like in the Toronto is actually one of the more southern cities in Canada. It gets pretty cold. So when I moved from Toronto to the Netherlands, I traded 9 months of cold and some snow for 9 months of a lot of rain. That's what I like to tell people. I don't like rain. Tell it to stop raining too much. And how are you, Shipley? Hvor hatet med til vandaag, Shipley?
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge.
Nordmenn kommer fra Norge. Nordmenn.
Nordmenn.
Nordmenn. Did I say it? Okay, I guess he didn't like the way I said it.
Han deler ikke mat.
I think I need more hot tea. He doesn't share food.
Mat. Ikke. Deler. Han.
Well, phooey on him. Phooey on him. Phooey on this guy. He doesn't share food. I found that talking more quietly helps a lot for some reason. Should I just whisper it into the mic? When it can barely hear you, accepts what you say. Probably true.
Har du et kallenavn på kjæresten din?
But this is why I like Mango languages, because you can record yourself and compare yourself.
Har du et kallenavn på kjæresten din?
Do you have a nickname for... Oh. Do you have a nickname for your... Do I want to use boyfriend or girlfriend? It's either boyfriend or girl. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Kjæresten.
And I know some people like to say significant other in English, but that is such a long thing to say. Significant other. That's 7 syllables. Say girlfriend, boyfriend, or partner. 2 syllables. All of them. Girlfriend, boyfriend, partner. 2 syllables. Yeah, I reckon accepts partner. You think maybe accept partner? Oh, I guess I could have tried it next time. There's gotta be something shorter for significant other. How about sig other? Let's do. I can't even type English. Let's change significant to other sig other. Oh, that doesn't look right. Hold on. No, not other sig. Risky. Yeah, I think it would have been risky. Can you hear the people sing? Kan du höra folket synga? Next. I want perfect. God damn it. Give me perfect. Jag är norrman. I can't remember. Is it capitalized? Is not capitalized? Mike, why don't you capitalize that? Oh. Jag snackar norsk. Snacker. I should think of speaking and talking like, because this makes me think of the English word snack, to snack on something, or to have or to actually have a snack. So maybe I should just think of talking and speaking as making me hungry for a snack. Well, Shipley doesn't seem to like Dutch very much either. Shipley, let's just move to Norway and learn Norwegian instead. Yay! Because it's not a name. That's true. That is true. Yes, but Mike, you learned German and they capitalize every noun. Just switch to Spanish. German only does because languages are nouns. Yes, please. I love Norway. Really? Have you been to Norway? See, I imagine Shipley would like living in the land of the Vikings. Couple of times? Oh, that's cool. I actually do want to visit Norway. Only alcohol is expensive. I guess maybe I can see why. I mean, would it be hard to make alcohol in a cold climate? I mean, because to make alcohol, you have to ferment grapes, right? Maybe one day I'll visit the Netherlands. Enjoy your $20 pizza in Norway? Mike, what's wrong with the economy there? Fix it. Wait, is that 20 US dollars? Norway is really expensive. Oil. Wait, sorry, what about oil? Whoa. Jeg liker ikke I do not like liquor. Can't speak anymore. Jeg liker ikke nickname. I can't remember the word for the nickname. Yeah, I need this. Is that right?
Jeg liker ikke det
I guess it is.
kallenavnet.
Okay, why don't I remember that grammar rule? Wait, how do we say nickname it? How do you say nickname in Dutch again? Man, nothing seems to want to work besides my stream. Okay, here. Oh yeah, bijnaam. Roepnaam? Schimpnaam? Schimpnaam?
Bijnaam.
Bijnaam, I think, yeah, this is the most common. Yeah, I've heard this one. Actually, no, I've seen this one. I've seen this one on various forums. So I don't like that nickname. What is going on? No. Wrong thing. I don't like that nickname. Let's see. I don't like that nickname. Bijnaam. Ik vind dat bijnaam niet. Is that right? Good Translate says that's right.
Ik vind dat bijnaam niet leuk.
Ik vind dat bijnaam niet leuk. Leuk reminds me of leuk. You would never say that? You wouldn't say it that way? Ik vind die. Oh, sorry, it's D. Thank you. Yes, that would be, yeah, because it's a dull word, not a het word. Die bijnaam. Thank you. I should double check that. It's a dull word? I guess so, yeah. Bijnaam, naam. Naam is a dull word, right? That's probably why. Sorry, I keep spacing with the dot and D. I have to fix that. I gotta review grammar. But it's mostly remembering. Yeah, it's a dull word. Da. Word. Yeah. D. But this whole thing, this whole expression is fine, right? But, see, I've learned this. I learned the find, look expression. I've learned this expression, and I've also learned this expression. So which one would you use? I guess you would use this for things, I guess, more. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the expression's fine, okay. Alright, we finished that Norwegian skill. I mean, I started some of it. See, that one. And then, why is it taking forever? Look at this. It's crazy. Crazy. Alright, Japanese. For what, huh? I don't know. I lost track of what I was thinking, Shipley. What was I saying? Oh, this. So you could say ik vind die okay, let's just do this. You can say this, right? If good. But would you say would you say that too? Or would you say the other one? Which one do you like better? That's what I'm curious about. Just curious as to which one you'd like better. But yeah, you would say like, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, mooi is nice. But do you think that means that? So you think with mooi, that would just be. That would still be I like that name. I mean, literally, it means I find that name beautiful. That's the literal thing. I guess it does sound nicer though than just saying, oh, I like that name. Okay. Yes, mooi. I keep forgetting about that. So would you say ik vind hond Luke. Luke. I can't even say this word all the time. Luke. Ik vind die hond leuk. I like that dog. Or would you say this? You'd say this one. Because I think this is what someone told me, to use this for like people and animals. Alright. You wouldn't say, yeah, okay. That one. I like that painting. You would say this one, or would you say... No, you might actually say this one, I guess. Dit. Damn it. That word. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so let's switch over to some Japanese. Let me just change my language title so it doesn't look like I'm doing more Norwegian. We're gonna do some Japanese. Nihongo. Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on with chat? I can't see it right now. Let's see. Chat. Go back to my chat. Oh, just Streamlabs. Streamlabs is working, yes. If I'm not currently learning your favorite language, you can redeem with your ninja bots. You can redeem the channel reward. So let's learn some Japanese, everyone. I think this... Wow, why is the stream really lagged today? Like, even with my Chromebook, it seems really, really lagged. I don't know what is going on. I think it's Twitch, yeah, I'm having like... And I've been having problems with some websites today. And I know people were having problems with Duolingo yesterday. People were saying Duolingo was down yesterday. It's lagged. But you know what? I need to take... Actually, I think I'm going to take a quick break right now. I'm going to take a quick break. And I will be right back. In the meantime, you know what? I am going to throw up a 30-second ad while I'm taking a quick break. And I will be right back and do more Japanese. I'm back. I think that ad should have finished by now. Yes, pre-rolls are off for the next 16 minutes 43 seconds and counting. So new people coming into the stream probably won't get ads for the next 16 minutes. But I think also it's supposed to also turn off the mid-roll ads for about the same amount of time. So hopefully you guys don't get mid-roll ads. But I don't know if people are generally getting mid-roll ads or not. That's the only reason I threw up an ad, just to see if it stops people from getting mid-roll ads. Alright, so I am back. Japanese. I'll switch the scene in a second. I'm back, everyone. I didn't go away permanently. And I think actually, I did forget to do something. I should actually say it. I totally spaced. It should say this. Forgot to add that to my stream title for some reason. Okay. Short ad break. I'm back now. Let's do some Japanese. Nihongo. Japansläre. Okay, so I'm in Japanese. Which one? I'm trying to get through this. This is a much shorter course than Duolingo's verbs. Oh my god, there's 5 lessons. I think it's been an hour and a half already because I was doing Norwegian. And trying to get perfect on Norwegian. So I'm gonna try and do two lessons of Japanese on here. And then we'll see. I'm getting hungry is the problem now too. I'm actually getting hungry now. And I need dinner. Oh, actually, maybe ordering Capsulon is a good idea tonight. Capsulon. Okay. Learning tips for verbs 1. Verb categories. Okay, in Japanese, the verb or the adjective is the soul of a sentence. In this unit, we're going to delve deeper into verbs. Verb categories. Now is the time to test how well you know Gojun. I don't know how to say that. Because learning the verb categories would be much easier if you know the chart by heart already. Keep in mind that the verbs we talk about here are always in their dictionary forms and without conjugation. Yeah, I thought so. That's the name for the I don't know what Japanese verbs end with a kana in the u column. Okay. Yeah, this is what they call the chart. Did I spell that right? I don't remember. Yes, thank you. Yes, contains all the basic kana. Hey, now it's working. No, Japanese pronunciation. It's this one. Japanese today.
50音
Gojun. I thought so. Gojun. So they're talking about because learning a vocab is much easier if you know the chart by heart. Keep in mind that the verbs they talk about here are always in their dictionary forms without conjugation. First of all, if you don't already know, all Japanese verbs end with a kana from the u column. All Japanese verbs. Wow, I did not notice that. Huh? It's not entirely just 50 because then you also have the sounds like jo or cho or sho. which isn't shown because the sounds like, yeah, oh yeah, that, yeah, it probably does mean 50 sounds, yeah. But yeah, the current number of distinct kana in a syllabic chart in modern Japanese is 46. Some of these gaps have always existed as gaps in sound. There was no yi or wu in Old Japanese. So ye disappeared in early Middle Japanese. Since you're interested, yeah. And then this never existed. So these two never existed and this one disappeared. But I think, you know, let's just round it off to 50 sounds because the grid is 50. Makes sense to me. But yeah, it's not exactly 50. Nominal, like, and then there's also this N. So Japanese syllables are broken down into either just the vowel sound, like a, I, u, e, o, or a consonant followed by a vowel, like ka, ki, su, se, to. But some Japanese syllables actually do end with that N sound. So you actually have to remember to type that extra N. Like actually in konnichiwa, there's actually that extra N. So you have to, so normally when you type konnichiwa on the keyboard, you have to type that extra N, right? That's the first syllable. And then ni, and then chi, and wa. It's pronounced wa in modern Japanese. Originally it was ha. That wa sound, where is it? This one is kind of pronounced wa in some cases. So so it's actually quite interesting that there's this additional kana. But yeah, so Goljin. So they're saying the verbs that end in these. Okay, let me see. Hold on. What are they saying? All Japanese verbs end with a kana from the u column. Secondly, there are 3 categories of Japanese verbs. Verb 1 is u, and there's ru verbs and v3. We will start backwards of v3 and you will see why very soon. Okay, but let's look at that column again. So this column, they want us to remember this column. Okay. Yeah, all Japanese verbs end with a kana. Okay, so all Japanese verbs end with either u, ku, su. So u. I don't want it to do the hover over. So u. It's going to do that. Okay, fine. Ku. And the next one is su. And then tu, nu, hu. This is fu, pronounced more like fu. Like in the word Mount Fuji or something. And this is mu, yu, ru, and there's no wu sound. Okay. Yeah. See, this is, I mean, I think learning Japanese kana may seem a little daunting at first because there is a lot, right? But if you just have the syllable chart, up, it will help a lot. But there is a bit more explanation with Japanese how to write with kana later on. That's just the basic kana, and then you'll have things where this can become a gu sound with a couple short lines at the top. Anyways, enough about that. So verbs, back to the verbs. We will start backwards with V3. Okay, V3 verbs. Just remember 2 things when memorizing V3 verbs. Verbs V3. Verb 3. They are verbs constructed in the form with the kanji plus suru. Suru, including these 2. Guru, meaning to come, and suru, to do. I think I know what they mean. Okay, verb 2, the ru verbs. V2 are verbs whose endings are a combination of any kana in the i, e, column, and ru. Verbs whose endings are a combination of any kana in the e, a, and ru. E and a column. So, and then so ru verbs will have kana ending in e, this column, and a, followed by ru. Yeah, this isn't really there, I think. And this one's not really there, eh? So E, ki, si, is probably sh, chi, because it says S and I, but this is really like a sh sound, and this T and I is really like a chi sound. Ni, and this is definitely hi, and mi, and ri, and this is like obsolete. Okay, and they said, so this is the ru verbs, and it will have, so the kana before ru would have maybe an e sound, is that an e, a, I, u, e, o, yeah, ke, se, te, ne, he, yeah, that's he, sorry, he, me, this is not there anymore, and re, and this isn't there anymore. Okay, so those, okay, so this is saying this was verb 1, this one has verb 2. Okay. Oh, no, all Japanese verbs end with a kana from the u column. Okay, 3 categories. U verbs. Yeah, verb 1 was u verbs, and ru verbs. Okay. Okay. This is why sometimes ru verbs are also known as iru verbs and eru verbs. Okay. Verb 1, V1. With V3 and V2 down already, the rest of the verbs fall into the V1 category. Verb 1. Here are some examples. Okay, so V3 is a kanji plus suru. This is kuru, to come, suru, to do, benkyo suru, to study, benkyo suru, to study. A kana from a column plus ru. That's a verb 2. So ne huru, to sleep. Teburu, to eat. And see how they have the eru there. And then kiru, to wear. Guess this is ki and ru. Not okay, in verb 1, everything except for V3 and V2. So nomu, to drink. Kau, and kaku, kau, to buy, kaku, to write. Okay, cool. Oh, there's more notes. Oh my god, how many more notes? Okay, more Japanese notes here for verbs. This is good though. These notes are pretty good. So maybe I'll have time to do 1 or 2 lessons. I'm already past my hour-and-a-half stream, but that's all right. The mas form, the verb mas, des, and mas are the 2 major polite forms for verbs. They are very commonly used on formal social occasions. Since Japanese sentences have a subject, object, verb word order, so the must form is always at the end of a sentence. First, we will learn where the must form is usually used in the following 2 situations. So verb plus must form. Okay, this is just how the verb is, the dictionary form of the verb. Right, and now an action that routinely takes place in the present. Okay. An action that is going to take place in the near future. That can get a little confusing. Watashi wa watashi wa shichiji ni okimasu. I get up at 7 o'clock. Something that routinely takes place in the present, okay? So you would use okimasu. Watashi wa ashita ikimasu. Watashi wa ashita ikimasu. I'm going tomorrow. An action is going to take place in the near future. So the verb ends in this mas form. Okay, now we'll look at how V1 gets conjugated to the mas form. To conjugate a V1 to its mas form, we replace the U column kana ending with the kana on the same row, but in the E column, which is the kana to its left. Then we add mas after it. Okay. Replace the U column kana. Not sure they phrased this right. Okay, let's say a verb ends with the kana ku. Yeah, ku is in the U column. The kana on the same row with ku, and to its left is ki. Okay, that's what I thought. Replace ku with ki, and then you get that. How to conjugate. Then simply put mas after the ki, so you get that. So this is the verb, and this is what it turns into when we conjugate it for the mas form. Now we have successfully conjugated. Yes, okay. So verb, kao. Okay, to kai. Kaimasu, to buy. Okay. Nomu, nomi, nomimasu, to drink. Kaku, kakimasu, to write. Okay, that seems pretty clear. Is everyone's brain kind of like overloaded now? Direct object marking particle, oh, actually pronounced. Sometimes it's pronounced wo. In this case, it's pronounced o. Okay, did I lose everyone with the Japanese notes? I'm sorry. We know that the word order of a Japanese sentence follows subject, object, verb. What's more, we need to put the direct object marking particle, o, between the object and the verb. The particle stuff is weird. It's just like Chinese and Korean. And if I recall, Finnish uses a question particle, but they attach it to the question word. So it's not at the end of the sentence. It's like German, but with no genders. Yes, see, there's no genders. It makes it a lot easier. Let's put the direct object marking particle between the object and the verb. This is exactly like Korean, actually. This part, the way they use the particles, like Korean. To buy a watch. So in Korean, they would do the same thing. They would say watch, object particle, buy. Exactly the same as Korean here. Although I can't remember what word they use for watch right now. But I remember the grammar. But see, it's easier when you don't have to worry about the gender. I think the biggest difference going from like, it's the syntax. The syntax you'll just get used to. So to write a letter, this is letter, tegami o gakimasu. Letter, object particle, and the verb. To drink milk, gyunyu o nomimasu. Genders are a problem for the most part. Oh, Mike. It's just, identity politics. You can tell that to all the people with the identity politics. I think we shouldn't think about it too hard. My. Time adverb my plus time equals every. Mainichi means every day. That's easy enough. So my plus nichi is mainichi, every day. Asa, my asa, every morning. Ban, my ban is every evening. My plus time can be directly placed before the predicate, the object, and the verb without any particles. Oh, that's interesting. So you can actually put every day placed before the predicate. Yeah, so you can say mainichi. So every day, gyunu o nomimasu. Every day, milk, drink. And this is maasa, every morning, milk, drink. Maban, so every evening, milk, drink. Okay, that's actually cool. We got through. This part of the verbs isn't too tricky for me. This thing and this thing is not too tricky. The understanding how the categories of verbs might be a little tricky here, but we'll try to remember this thing. Okay, so I have to go back one, and then I can start my lesson. There's 5 lessons. Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee.
Sorry, coffee. Oh, coffee. Coffee is how they say it in Korean. Coffee. Because in Korean they don't really have a. In Korean they don't have the F sound. They don't have a F sound in Korean. So in Korean to say coffee they use a P sound. That heavily aspirated P. And in Korean they say coffee. 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 I can't even say it correctly right now. I don't think I can. Coffee. I have to hear it.
Coffee.
So this is coffee. Coffee for Japanese. Coffee. Drink. This is drinking.
Nomu.
Nomu. This is right.
Kaku.
Kaku.
Yomu.
Yomu is read.
Kau.
Kau.
Nomu.
Nomu.
コーヒーを飲む。
Kohiを飲む. To drink coffee.
コーヒーを飲む。
So coffee, object, and drink. Kohiを飲む. Tea. Ocha.
お茶。
Ocha. Oh, it's 1-0. Ocha. Oh, maybe I should make some matcha tea later.
お茶を飲む。
Ocha を飲む. To drink tea.
お茶を飲む。
Mike, this should be your favorite expression in Japanese. Ocha を飲む. Get some tea, ocha. Oh, by the way, I think that O in front of the word for tea in Japanese, that O, I don't think they've explained this yet on LingoDeer, but there's this concept of clean and dirty words in Japanese. So they will put O in front of a word that sounds maybe, I don't know if that's the case with tea actually, but they might put O in front of certain words to indicate that it's to make it sound more clean. Like I think toilet is one that just sounds dirty, so they put O in front of it or something. It was something I was reading in my Teach Yourself Japanese. Actually, here, let me get that and I'll explain this to everyone about the clean and dirty words. Wasn't here. Let me see. No, this wasn't in the introduction. So this is everyone can see this. Teach Yourself Japanese, which I haven't actually had time to go through yet. I've gone through Teach Yourself Dutch and Teach Yourself Spanish. Those are pretty good. I've gotten halfway through Teach Yourself Korean, halfway through Teach Yourself Cantonese. It was somewhere. Yeah. Yes, here, language and society. Okay, I don't know if people can see. Where's my camera going? Over here, trying to get this on the camera. This one. No, wait, where's the book page? Right here. I don't know if everyone can see that. Language and society. This is what the book says about this. The use of O in front of words. This makes a word polite and will generally be found in front of certain words, such as those for traditional items of food and drink, or for things which were traditionally regarded as unclean, such as money. So you would say, for toilet, yeah, because toilet was considered kind of unclean. Sorry, dirty. Toirai, okane for money, and osake for sake or alcohol. Women tend to use o in this way more than men, particularly if they want to emphasize their femininity. Oniku is meat, osakana is fish. In polite speech, o is also found in front of a wider range of words to indicate that they are connected to the person being spoken to, or, more rarely, to some third person of high status. O namae, your name. Oshikoto, your work or business. Otagami, the letter you wrote or which I am going to write to you. O hanashi, the talk which you gave or the conversation I had with you. Similarly, note that O is only used in the following exchange to refer to the health of the person being spoken to, not to the speaker's health. O genki desu ka? Are you well? How are you? Hi, genki desu. So, you say O genki desu ka? O genki, when you're asking someone how they are. But when they reply, they don't say O genki desu, they say Hi, genki desu. With some words, you will find go used instead, with the same effect. Goshujin, goshujin, your husband. Gohan, your book. Gojusho, your address. This go is also the first syllable of gohan, the word used for both a meal and for rice in its cooked state, as opposed to okome, the uncooked state in which you actually buy it, rice. Anyway, so that's what this book says about the use of o in front of some words in Japanese, and also, I guess, the word go in front of some stuff. I should really read the rest of the grammar stuff in there. Anyways, koppe.
コーヒーを飲む。
Sorry, コーヒーを飲む。
コーヒーを飲む。
You see, I had good reason to learn Korean before learning Japanese. So the Korean words are interfering with the Japanese here. So I have Chinese and Korean to interfere with my learning of Japanese. Isn't that fun, everyone? Next, to select milk. Gyunu.
牛乳。
Gyunu. Sorry, it's not gyunu. It's gyunu. They're both long. Continue. Suck by. Kau.
買う。
Kau. And this is also the Chinese character for buy.
牛乳を買う。
Gyunu o kau. To buy milk.
牛乳を買う。
But this O is different. It's not the same O. Hello, salut, Aramil. ¿Cómo se va? Yes, I'm learning a little bit Japanese. Go. I want to say the Korean word. Kohi.
コーヒー。
Kohi. She says it pretty long. Well, actually, she's generally speaking slower. Bread. Pan.
パン。
Pan.
パン。
That is straight from like Spanish or Portuguese. Pan.
パン。
Well, and you? I am good. Ça va bien. Just a little bit Japanese, and then I'll probably take a break and go have some dinner. Did you learn? Were you studying today? Pan o kao.
パンを買う
Pan o kao.
牛乳
Gyunu is milk.
牛乳
Next. Here, inquire, drink, buy, right?
買う
That's buy. To buy. Next.
パンを買う
Pan.
Pan.
O. Kao.
買う
To buy bread.
パンを買う
Pan o kao. And how's the Japanese going, Aramil? I don't think so. I'm tired. Oh, you're not streaming today. I'm sorry. Yeah, it can happen. It's good to take a break sometimes. I should take a break before I get too hungry.
パン
Pan.
牛乳を買う
I guess maybe wouldn't be from Spanish for that word. I mean, it is a Spanish word for bread, pan, but it's also Spanish. It's also the Portuguese word for bread, and I guess Japan had some influence from Portuguese.
牛乳を買う
Le pain. How did I say that again in French? Le pain. I do remember the French, but it's not quite the same as the pan.
Le pain.
Le pain. Le pain. And el pan in Spanish.
El pan.
I think in Portuguese it's opa? Opan? No. No. Portuguese. I want the Portuguese. No, it's not O. I thought it was O. Can't remember the Portuguese. Let's do this. You can give me the Portuguese one. Ow. Yeah, opal.
Ubão. Ubão.
So maybe it's more from the Spanish then. I thought the Portuguese had the same word.
牛乳を買う
Le pain. Gyunu.
牛乳を
Oh,
買う
cow.
牛乳を買う
To buy milk. Yes. Unfortunately, I learned a lot of French aramil, but I don't speak it very well. I can say some things, but still, sometimes I mess up French pronunciation. I don't know why. I find it easy to mess up French pronunciation. Spanish, yeah, don't tend to have that problem with Spanish. Drink. Drink is nomu.
読む
Yomu or nomu? No.
飲む
Nomu. This is read. This is drink. And this is the character, Chinese character for drink. This is a Chinese character. That might be an older Chinese character for read. Okay.
お茶
It's okay. Yes, you can laugh at my horrible French pronunciation. C'est horrible.
お茶
Ocha.
お茶を飲む
Yes. Ocha nomu.
お茶を飲む
I think I just settle for people understanding what I say, as long as they understand what I'm saying.
お茶を飲む
So, to drink tea. Bye. Ka. U.
買う
Kau.
牛乳を買う
Gyunu.
牛乳を買う
What is LingoDeer? It's an app, actually. It's an app on iOS and Android. You can do Japanese 1, the Japanese 1 course for free on LingoDeer in the app version. Unfortunately, the web version, you need to have a membership to do the web version. But fortunately, I have the membership, so I'm able to do the web version. But it's actually pretty nice because they have really good tips like this. And I think, let me just check actually, they might have it. Oh shoot, where's my phone? I can show you. I think they have, I can show you my phone because I do have it on my phone. I think you can do Japanese from French on LingoDeer, but let me check that. and I seem to have left my phone somewhere else. I'll be right back. Let's see, LingoDeer. So there's a where's my camera? There's a web version, sorry, app version of LingoDeer, and I think you can pick. So you can pick a language to learn, and I think if I scroll down, okay, if I scroll down and click on, okay, scroll down a bit. Oh, where's my camera? I can pick Japanese, but if I scroll down more, I can do. So at some point you can scroll down more, and it has where's my camera? Courses in more languages. It seems a bit more complete than Duolingo. I kind of like it because at least it gives you the tips and stuff. And let me see. So I can pick. Let's see if they have it in French. They should have Japanese. Yeah, they do have Japanese and French as well. And they also have it in French as well. Oops. Yeah, where is it? There you go. So it's actually kind of cool. They might have it in other languages too. But obviously I'm just doing this from English. But I think if you complete the Japanese course from whatever language, it's completed for all of them. So it's not quite like Duolingo that way, but it's still kind of cool. Yeah, I like the notes actually. This is really good explanation of Japanese verbs here. I really like this. So we'll see if I remember all of that. I will check. Yeah, it's free. I got lucky. They had a really good sale, and I got LingoDeer Plus, which is a separate app for free with it.
飲む
No, no.
のむ
Hello, Nate. You're awake again? Are you feeling better?
Yeah,
Huh?
just
Just to drink sorry, briefly. Yeah, you didn't. It seems like maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm sorry. To drink coffee, kohi o nomu. Kohi o nomu. Yeah. To drink coffee.
コーヒーを飲む
Kohi o nomu.
Ko.
Hi
ひ
o.
をのむ
Okay, I'm gonna try and type that because that should be pretty easy. Ugh, my eyes itchy. Ko. Oh, he. Oh, no, no. I think that's right.
コーヒーを飲む
That should be right. Yes, thank you. Oh, good, we're done. So I'm gonna do one more lesson of Japanese and take a break and figure out what I'm gonna have for dinner. Actually, Nate, did you want capsulon tonight? Hold on a second, people. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take another quick break because I want to order some food. Sorry about that, everyone. I was just sorting out with Nate what we're gonna have for dinner today. Alright, next. Oh, also on LingoDeer, there's a story thing you can do, which I'm not really doing because I'm not concentrating on getting on speech practice yet. I'd like to learn the grammar. I'd like to get an overview of the whole language first. Okay, next lesson.
母は毎日パンを買います。
母は毎日
毎日。
母は毎日パンを買います。
母は毎日パンを買います。
That should sound louder than Duolingo.
母は毎日パンを買います。
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 母は毎日パンを買います。Okay.
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
I can try to order it in a bit. Hey Andy, こんにちは。お元気ですか Andy? And how are you today? What are you up to today?
息子は毎晩パンを買います。
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 So this is basically son. My son buys bread every evening. My mother buys bread every day. Man, I'm starting to get hungry, so this will be my last lesson for now, and then I'm probably gonna order some food. Or maybe I could try to order food now, but I'm worried they'll like deliver while I'm in the middle of streaming. I'm learning German, but it's so boring in school. I am so sorry about that. You're learning German? Oh yes, okay. Actually, somebody explained to me, some other Serbian person explained to me why it was popular to learn German in Europe. Konnichiwa, Andy. Andy, I don't know if you know Aramil. Aramil is a French speaker and he's learning Japanese. And Andy is a Serbian speaker. And he's learning tons of languages. But wait, you're learning German in school? Did you already learn German before? And why are you learning German? Do you have to learn German? Because it always sounded like you like to learn like Mandarin and Japanese instead. 母は毎日パンを買います。
母は毎日パンを買います。
買います。She doesn't say 買い。She says 買います。
母は毎日パンを買います。
Yes, Mike, I know. You enjoyed German in school. Aramil says, nice to meet you. Like, no German. Okay, I'm just kidding. German's an okay language. All languages are kind of fun. All languages are kind of fun. I mean, I do have my favorites, but I think all languages are pretty fun. I just think, sadly, it's really hard to speak French well and sound really good in French, sadly. So, phooey on me. Yes. In a lot of schools, you can choose between German, Spanish, French, Russian, and maybe Italian, but my school had only German. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, I probably would have taken Spanish if I had the choice. By the time I was in high school, my high school stopped teaching Latin and Greek, and I wanted to study Greek and Latin, but... What? Wait, what, Aramil? Not like this? Oh, I'm not getting a choice between languages. You have to study German if you want to study a foreign language. Have you studied German, Aramil? I don't know if you have. My daughter buys milk every morning. How do I say this? Yes, it's hard. I would take Spanish or Russian. Yeah, oh yeah, you did say Russian. Yeah, I probably would take Russian now. If it was me nowadays, yeah, I'd probably take Russian. Wait, what? No? I got lost. Yes, it's hard. Oh, wait, French pronunciation is hard. Yes. I would take Spanish version. You would, oh, Aramil would take, wait, you would take English and Spanish? Well, I guess I can't blame you. I know a lot of people take English because there's so much stuff in English nowadays, and definitely Spanish too, because there's a lot of stuff in Spanish. I study English and Spanish in school. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, because you were saying you didn't think your English was really good, but you are studying it right now, so that's cool. Daughter, every morning buys milk. How do I say milk again? 牛乳. So you can say 牛乳を買います.
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
How did she say this again?
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
Okay, the one thing I don't like is if I click on one word, they say the whole thing over.
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
Okay. Yes, I have to study more English. Oh, trust me, I think there's some native English speakers that need to study more English.
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
Chichi wa, right? Chichi?
父、
Chichi wa, every morning.
毎朝、
Mayasa. Same in France within French. I think it's like that with every language. I mean, there are Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers that don't type accents, right? I think some time ago, I don't think he's on Twitch anymore. Some time ago, there was somebody watching my streams, and he's a native Spanish speaker, but I think he was also teaching Spanish. I think he also taught Spanish before. So he said he was really frustrated with his students not typing accents in Spanish. And I'm not thinking, Spanish doesn't use as many accents and marks like in French. It's not that hard. And I was like, yeah, you kind of had to learn to use them. I mean, I had French in school, so I kind of had to type accents in French. If you forget them, oh my God, the teachers would be very, very upset. Or, well, not upset, they just, you wouldn't get a good mark in school. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and there's that. Yes, there's a complete different N. It's not an N, it's a N. Like in the word canyon in English. English is our second language and everyone learns it. And for second language, you should be able to choose. But my school was very bad at the time. Wait, you messed up on what, Andy? Huh? Sorry, English is our first foreign language, and we choose our second foreign language. Okay, there you go.
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
So your school didn't have anything else but German, English and German. Aww. And same in France. Yeah, it's pretty much like that here in the Netherlands too. I think that in the Netherlands now, I was reading that they actually learn English a lot earlier now than before. I think in basically grade school, right? They start learning English now. And Mike started learning English since he was 6, and he's from Norway. So, in typing, of course. I've heard French people don't like English. Is that true? Well, I mean, that's probably the older generation, I think, now, though. I mean, that's probably somewhat true going back, but not every French speaker is like that, I think, especially nowadays. I mean, there's a long history between the United Kingdom and France fighting over territory, Canada being one of them. I mean, there's French Canada and English Canada, and For French Canada, it's really one province, right?
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
That being said, there could be like outlying towns or places in Canada that speak French outside of Quebec province, but generally, yeah. We are bad at English, but we don't hate English. Yeah, I didn't think so.
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。
Well, I mean, it's like the older generation of Chinese don't really like Japanese people very much. You know, especially like going back to what happened, and this was this was before World War II started. Japan pretty much attacked China before World War II started in Europe. Like, well, yeah, before the war broke out in Europe, Japan had invaded and attacked China. And they basically took Chinese women as, you know, comfort women. So the older generation of Chinese people really don't like Japanese very much. But I think things are changing. Get over it. Still remember that moment when my family decided we were going to go to a Japanese restaurant for a sushi buffet, and we took our mom with us. But she was fine. She liked some of the food. Yeah, and also Korea. Yeah, though I think Korea and China have had good relationships in the past originally. But yeah.
兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。
兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。 Yeah, I usually like to repeat the sentences because I remember it better. Yeah, you usually focus on Europe, but it starts sooner and ended later in Asia. Yeah. I mean, granted, at the time that Japan invaded and attacked China, China was in the middle of a civil war already by then. Like, this is 1930s. And I think Japan attacked in the late 1930s. So they were in the middle of a civil war already. And because Japan attacked, the two major political parties agreed to cease their civil war, the hostilities, and concentrate on getting the Japanese out of China first. And then they went back to the civil war after. Yeah. It's interesting history, and I would actually like to read a bit more about Japanese history and Korean history because, you know, it influences the whole area, right? And it's kind of like how Canadian history goes right back to British history or history of the United Kingdom, basically. Well, no, mostly goes back to British history. Because, I mean, when did the UK form? Probably the UK itself like formed a little later, right?
姉は毎日お茶を飲みます。
姉は毎日お茶を飲みます。But anyways, let's not think about these things. This is kind of sad. But at the same time, I think history is so important for teaching us, like, what we shouldn't do. Everyone be nice to each other. Everyone it can be wonderful people. I think generally people are wonderful people, but you know, obviously some people are mean, but I don't know why some people are mean. Yes, in Europe we don't study Asian history. It's sad. Well, what about if are you in like high school or university? I'm assuming maybe in university you can study it. I mean, in Canada in university, I know people did Asian studies, and I know some people were studying Mandarin Chinese already. My father drinks coffee every morning. So this is my father topic. Every morning, coffee, object marker. And now we need the word for drinks. Drink is nomimasu.
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
Yes, the history, university can. Yeah, so that'll be fun later. There was also a whole chapter dedicated to China. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. We learned a bit about Asia regarding World War II, but not before high school. Oh, that's cool, Mike. There was also a whole chapter dedicated to China and Japan. That was actually cool. That is actually cool. Wow. Mike, did you just go to a really good school or something in Norway, or are all schools like this in Norway? Your school system actually sounds really good. Compared to things I've heard. I would assume it's normal curriculum. It might just be Norway in this instance, okay? I mean, Nate and I recently discovered that some people in the United States of America did not know that during World War II, the US had Japanese internment camps. And now we're talking about somebody who was in the military, and is probably, I think, still in the military. He didn't know that the United States of America had Japanese internment camps during World War II. How do you not know this? That being said, the United States of America also did during World War II. I think they had a whole... I can't remember all the different groups. A regiment, platoon, or whatever. Division of just Japanese soldiers. Japanese Americans that fought in World War II. And they are actually decorated now for that. They're recognized for their contribution during World War II. But yeah, I don't understand how how some people don't know that the U.S. had Japanese internment camps before. Oof, yeah, oof. So I'm just saying, I think maybe Mike, you might have a pretty good school system in Norway compared to some places. History is indeed messed up. I know. But we have to learn from it. So my sister, every day. Oh, wait. We don't need this. We don't need that. After this, every day we don't need the ni. I forget what the ni particle means. Oh, I am getting hungry, people. I need to finish this lesson and get some food. I didn't even eat lunch yet. My mother buys bread every day. Haha wa mainichi pan o maimasu.
母は毎日パンを買います。
Actually, you know what? I can snack on something until I get my... I have salad in the fridge. I just didn't have lunch yet because I woke up a little late. So I can have this. Got a little stale overnight. Paprika flavor. They call it mice. They call it mice waffles in Dutch. It's basically like, it's like rice cake, except made with corn. That's understandable, Andy, actually. Don't have time for Europe. You just don't have time for European history, never mind Asian history, North American history.
母は毎日パンを買います。
You wanted to be neutral in World War II. Wait, Mike, didn't you say Norway was invaded during World War II by Germany? I mean, it's basically Sweden's. You always say this, I think. You always say this. Yeah, you were occupied too, just like the Netherlands. Oh, really? Like they plan to invade Norway and Denmark at the same time. You know, strategically, looking at the world map, that makes sense though. I mean, anybody else play Civilization? Minerals were transported from Sweden, Germany, and wanted them. Oh, they cut off the supply to Denmark and Norway? Evilness. Why do people have to be so evil? Be nice. My daughter buys milk every morning. Daughter, every morning, milk buys. Okay. Let's hear this.
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
Civilization is fun. I haven't had time to play a lot of it, but I should play. I haven't beat Civilization 5 yet. I beat Civilization 4 more than a few times.
娘は毎朝牛乳を買います。
And Norway traded with the UK. Sorry, I am reading chat, but because I'm snacking. So I see what's going on, yeah. They prevented the supply train from Sweden to Norway to the UK.
息子は毎晩パンを買います。息子は毎晩パンを買います。
Pun. My elder brother drinks milk every morning. He played Civ since Civ 2. That's cool. I thought about going back to the other Civ games, but I was told not to bother. Not only the UK though, we were kind of like whoever wants them, which made both the UK and Germany angry. Oh yeah, because you said you were trying to be neutral. Norway was trying to be neutral. Oh dear. My elder brother drinks milk every evening. Older brother, every evening, right? Milk, drinks. No, drinks.
兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。
Ani wa maiban gyunu o nomimasu. Okay. What are you saying there, Mike? More Norwegian. I'm on Japanese now. That's how it can go. That's how it went. Well, I mean, I think for World War I and World War II, I think Canada was pretty much trying to stay out of it. Mother, every day, bread buys.
母は毎日パンを買います。
That was meant to be broken. Okay, I don't know where the derpy second variant came from. Wait, what? So it can go so it can. My son buys bread every evening. Son, every evening, bread, pan, o, kaimasu.
息子は
息子は
毎晩パンを買います。
息子は毎晩パンを買います。
息子は毎晩パンを買います。
But to be like that sometimes. Oh, Mike. So, Mike, when are you going to learn French? I think you learned enough Spanish. I am really curious as to what a Germanic speaker, like a speaker of a Germanic language, thinks about French grammar. My father drinks coffee every morning. Every morning, coffee, drinks.
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
父は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。I grammar. I didn't learn that much Spanish though. But Mike, you learned the grammar for Spanish. Our grammar is good. Conjugations are actually a lot easier than doing declensions.
兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。
Aramil, I should show you someday. One of these days I should show you. Actually, it might actually be in the Discord. And I think there's a PDF. I put a PDF in the Discord of a French verb table I made some years back when I was reviewing French. It is pretty hard. I do admit French conjugation is pretty hard. But I think declensions for like German and Russian are harder in a way. I don't know. Conjugations are more diverse than declensions. What do you mean by diverse? And speaking of which, this is my Discord for languages. It's called the Citadel. Feel free to join. It's for everyone who likes to learn languages, or if you just have a favorite language. There are more of them, and there are more different. No, but Mike, the cases. There's 18 cases in Hungarian.
兄は毎晩牛乳を飲みます。
Trying to play a game with. Are you playing Assassin's Creed again, or are you playing something else? If I don't get a PlayStation 5, by New Year's, and I'm done Mass Effect. Actually, no. By the time I'm done Mass Effect Andromeda, if I don't have a PlayStation 5, I will be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Hungarian isn't worth considering. I already did the German course.
母は毎日パンを買います。
Damn, my friend just told me he's positive and I played games with him yesterday. What? Corona? Comparing declensions to conjugations. Nope. If I'm gonna compare declensions to conjugations, and we're talking about French conjugation, let's compare it to Hungarian declensions. Hungarian is harder than that. That's what I think. Andy! Oh no. Did you have a shower yesterday when you came back? Did you have a shower yesterday when you came home? Just have a good shower. Nice hot shower. Yep, wash your hands.
は母は毎日パンを買います。まいにちぱんおかい ます
母はパンを買います。Let's hope that's right. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you didn't catch it, but can you go get a test done?
母は毎日パンを買います。
Gonna have to go get a test done then. I think I'm done the lesson now. Alright, everyone. I'm gonna have to do the rest of these by myself because I gotta order food. What a stupid idea. I should have stayed home. I'm sorry, Andy. You couldn't have known though. I mean, when did, when did he do the test then? If you were playing games with him yesterday, when did he do the test? I just pretty much just stay home. I am seriously staying home. I told Nate this last year, not last year. I told Nate this during the summer when the weather started getting warmer. I said, Nate, no, I'm not doing any of this social distancing until the cases of corona are 0 for 2 weeks straight. I'm sorry. Oh, he did the test today. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, you could. I don't know. I mean, if you can get a test done, I guess just get the test done really quickly, and then wash the dares. Hopefully you'll be okay. He did that fast test that gives results in 30 minutes. Wait, there's a fast test? There's a fast test? I don't understand. So, I don't know if I'm going to be back online later, but tomorrow I will be playing Mass Effect Andromeda at 3 p.m. Central European Time, GMT +1. And that's on the schedule. In between now and then, maybe I'll pop back on again. I don't know. I'm still working on those NinjaBot emotes. I should try to finish that and not get too distracted with the games. So let's see who we can go raid. There seems to be a few of you around. Let's go see who we're gonna raid. Oh, I know who we're gonna raid. I automatically know who we're gonna raid. Definitely we're gonna raid this wonderful person. She's a wonderful person. I've been on her stream more than a few times. She used to live in Japan. She lived in Japan for about 5.5 years, and she's learning Japanese. Well, learning Japanese and trying to remember Japanese. So yeah, we are good. So, and I think maybe, oh no, okay, well, either way, we are gonna raid her. She's really cool and really nice. She actually, I think she lives in Canada, and I hope she's not going offline though. And I think, okay, yeah. So I'm gonna say bye for now because I have to order dinner and I have to get food. Or at least they say so. I can't trust anyone. I know, I'm sorry, Andy. Hopefully you'll figure this all out. And if you want to talk, you can always message me in Discord. So in case people don't know, yes. Okay, before I do the raid, this is the Discord for all the languages. It's called the Citadel of Language and Culture. And please join the Citadel if you're interested in languages and culture. The languages are looking for new friends. They have a home there and they're looking for new friends. If you're interested in games, this is a games Discord that I share with Nate Kicks. Thanks. Okay. See you all. And if you are interested in Taekwondo, I do have a Taekwondo Discord now. And there's some stuff. Oh my god! Hey, Sig! I'm about to go raid somebody! I'm about done. Hey, how's it going, Sig? Sig and Raiders, how is everyone? Hello, Bob. Welcome to my stream. We are about to go raid somebody else. We're about to raid a wonderful person who's learning Japanese right now. And Bob, Shining Force, how's it going? Saber TV. Yes, Sig, great. Aramil. Yes, everyone say hi. Check out Sig sometime. He's learning German. He lives in Germany now. He's from the United States, and he moved to Germany this past year, and he's learning German. Yes, it's going to be a double raid. I was just saying bye to everyone. I will be back tomorrow. On the schedules tomorrow afternoon, Mass Effect Andromeda at 3 p.m. Central European Time, GMT +1. I'll be playing Mass Effect Andromeda for at least 3 hours tomorrow. Between now and then, I may pop on. I'm not sure. Got some stuff to do, but yeah, we are gonna rate now. So that's all. I was just saying bye, Sig. It's funny timing. It's nice to see you, and I hope you had a wonderful stream. I hope you guys are good. And yes, welcome Raiders to my channel. I hope to see you again some other time. Unfortunately, yes, I'm past my time. I'm streaming for more than an hour and a half today. And hey, Andy. So, I like to say NinjaBot raid when I raid. So hopefully this person's not going offline too. She's wonderful. She's a sweet, really nice woman, and she's learning Japanese. And she used to live in Japan for about 5.5 years, but she's in back in Canada now, and she's been learning Japanese and streaming Japanese. So, okay, right now, see you all later. Thanks for the raid again, Sig. Right now.